US is always for students, those who are into engineering, on the engineering side, those who are actually looking for computer science or data science or artificial intelligence or machine learning, they always prefer to go to US.
Can you provide guidance on standardized tests such as IELTS, SAT and TOEFL?
First of all, IELTS, TOEFL, these are the English proficiency tests, whereas the SAT is for taking admission actually into the US universities, but not necessarily all the universities are having that requirement of SAT.
If we can start with an introduction of yours.
So, well, I am a co-founder of Crossroads Consultancy, which is sending students abroad for higher studies. And we have 3 offices, one in Toronto, second one in Gurgaon, and the third one in Faridabad. And we help students in achieving their goals and dreams, I would say. People, those who are the candidates or students, those who are not getting majorly, their dreams achieving over here, and they face difficulties or they are having some confusion in their career objectives and selections. So we help them. We are consultants for them.
Before starting this consultancy, were you into the same field or some different field?
So I and my partner Miru Anand, we have very vast experience actually into various fields, especially into education. So like my partner is having some 25 years of experience in teaching, and that to senior classes, 11th and 12th. And she's also professionally qualified from Canada for giving the consultancies, education consultancies. I was into institutional equities and investment banking, and for last 4-5 years I have joined my partner and helping with my experience, to students achieving, the goals and the dreams what they aspire.
So how long was Crossroads Consultancy established? And how did it start? What was the story behind it?
Well, the story is since my partner was always into the education field, and to begin with, maybe we had sent our children abroad. That was some 7-8 years back, and from there only we thought, since we never took any help of any agency, we did on our own, and we thought that this is a good profession actually where we can help young minds in achieving their dreams.
So where are your where are your kids currently studying?
So both of them, we have 2 kids. Both of them are studying in Canada.
Sir, now we'd like to play a game, like a quick rapid fire game we'll play. I'll name you a few countries to you, and you'll have to say the top 3 universities over there that first comes to your mind. Right, let's start. So first one would be UK.
So there are many universities. I don't know how to figure out only the 3 but yes, London School of Economics is there, University College London is there, Imperial College is there, King's College is there.
So next one would be Australia.
So Australia, Sydney is there, and South Wales University is there, Adelaide is there.
And then we can take Canada.
So University of Toronto, which is there, one of the prime one, then Queen's University, University of British Columbia, Waterloo University. I mean, it's really very difficult actually to choose only the 3, because each and every country is having at least 5 to 10 good universities.
Now everyone's favorite, the US.
So US is always having, Ivy League universities are there with. Those are the 8 universities, and then University College, University of California, and Washington University. First of all, the Ivy League is there, and then there are many.
Now I'd like to take a few questions of our followers that we have. So
sure.
I have a cue card with me.
Right.
So first question is from Shlok Sharma. Can you explain the difference between studying abroad and an exchange program?
So the exchange program is university to university. Those programs are there where students are maybe studying in some university A in some country, and they are going for some internship kind, or maybe an exchange program where getting the knowledge and the skill, maybe going abroad, where the university is having a tie-up with another university, And going abroad, you said, right?
Yeah.
So there you are going for a full-time, 3 years or 4 years of undergrad, or maybe 1 to 2 years of master university over there in foreign country.
So generally in India, top tier universities like IIMs and IITs provide these kind of students exchange program.
Not really, not really. Most of universities, the top universities, if they are having some programs, maybe those are not a clear kind of a tie-up they are having. As per my information, it is mostly moderate to lower rank universities where they sell their product actually to get students actually to their university.
So next question that we have is from Atharva Mishra. Can you provide guidance on standardized tests such as IELTS, SAT and TOEFL?
First of all, IELTS, TOEFL, these are the English proficiency tests, whereas the SAT is for taking admission actually into the US universities.
Okay.
But not necessarily all the universities are having that requirement of SAT. But IELTS and TOEFL, these are the English proficiency tests where they judge actually the communication skill, which is really very important because since a student is coming to their country, they want that anybody who is coming, he or she should always be having that kind of a comfort where they can communicate with the local population and they can understand the program, the course what they are doing actually.
So generally I've heard that if you have 80 plus marks in your 10th and 12th, so is IELTS exempted for those type of students?
So no, it is only one country, which is UK, where if you have not cleared or you have not appeared for IELTS or TOEFL or PT, and if you have scored some 70% plus marks in English in 12th standard, yes, you are exempted. Yeah,
And that is not applicable on US.
and for remaining other countries, it is kind of a compulsory. Maybe quite a few universities will always be there which are giving conditional admissions, but in any case, before getting the final, they have to clear the IELTS or whatever the requirement is there.
What is the minimum requirement for IELTS basically to get into a university
To get
of
into
US?
admission to any university, generally this is a requirement. It is not only made by university, it is a requirement of the country as well, the immigration as well. So most of the time it is the band 6 for say IELTS, with the minimum say 6 in almost all the skills, all the 4 skills. So that's the major one.
So next question is from Aryan Wagh. How does one find housing in the country where they'll be studying?
So for undergrads, most of the time, universities are always having housing accommodation. The campuses are there, and since those are very young minds, so they are looking for the safety point of view, So yes, hostel facilities are always there in most of the universities.
So recently I saw a YouTube video which stated that universities provide only to 10 to 12% of students inside their campus, and they also have tie-ups with PGs that are nearby to universities. They also provide 10 to 12% of students. Then what happens to the remaining students? Where do they stay?
So in each and every university is always having the village around where some private properties are have come, and students are having the accommodations there, or see, hostel facilities are always costlier than if you reside outside. So sometimes students are always keen in to save some dollars. So they take accommodations outside. But I would always advise that whoever is going should always be staying actually in the hostel itself. That's not only the safety. I won't say that because these countries are always really very safe ones. But still, I would always advise that the atmosphere in the hostel is always there, which is very conducive for your studies. And you get a lot of information actually and guidance from your classmates or maybe your seniors. It's always very good one.
In India, the public transport is cheap, right? So one can go from huge distances from one place to another to attend university college. Is it the same in Canada and US as well?
So for students, be it in Canada or US, they get on the basis of their identity cards. Those are the subsidized tickets are always there for them to ride.
What are the current trends in terms of study abroad destinations for Indian students?
So US is always for students those who are into engineering on the engineering side, those who are actually looking for computer science or data science or artificial intelligence or machine learning. They always prefer to go to US, right? So US is always the first destination. Second, nowadays students are going majorly to UK, and then comes Canada and Australia.
Do you have any message for students, those who have tried to get into IITs but could not clear their JEE mains and advance?
So I always advise actually if, students, those who are aspiring, this IITs, and since the number of seats are always very less, students are always looking for going to the next one, maybe BitSat, they appear for the BitSat exam, and then they are trying for VIT, Manipal. Each and every university is having their own exams, and it is really very, very difficult and very, very challenging actually for students to appearing not only in the 12th standard exams, but also to various exams. So I always advise that they should be doing it simultaneously. They should be applying abroad as well, because not necessarily each and every, it's very easy process. You are not going to make the payment tuition fee actually to those universities, get admission, and then you can weigh where you want to study. Maybe you want to study in India or you want to study abroad. It depends upon them.
So if I get an option, I get a top NIT in India and a mediocre college in US. Which one should I choose?
No, I will always say yes. If you are getting admission into good universities in India, you should always be going for that. But if you are not getting admission into the top colleges, you want to achieve your dreams, then you should always be looking for decent ranking university abroad.
And what can be these decent ranking universities?
So in any case, if any university is there which is within 500 rank, is always called decent one.
So next question is from Om. What are the traits that differentiates a student that goes into a mediocre college and a one into Ivy League?
So these are Ivy League universities are always having their own requirements. Especially the SAT course should always be very good in those SAT exam results. Secondly, the essays, what they write, those essays should be very, very informative, very rhythmic, and written quite well, which is describing your personality and what you aspire to, right? So those are really very important ones.
The next question is from Amay Shukla. How do you advise Indian students in choosing right course and right university for them?
So we always look into each and every profile very thoroughly, and we rather try to build their profile so that it can match what the dream they are aspiring into. So yes, we always guide what should be the best actually program he or she should be aspiring, or they should be doing it, because that's really very important. Only pursuing a program is not important. It should also be a consideration of what would be the return on investment and how they will be successful in their career. Those are really very important, and we guide them.
So how does a strong profile look like? So I'll give you my example. I have a 9.86 CGPA in my BBA degree, right? But I do not have any much experience in internships, and I don't have also NGO work experience. So how would you rate my profile?
So though you have a very decent ranking, 9.6 is very high in BBA, but it is a 3 years of undergrad. First of all, we have to keep this in mind. Most of the universities are always looking for 4 years of undergrad, right?
Okay.
So it will be a challenging actually for us to or maybe if you have some universities in your mind, maybe or some countries. So yeah, we will definitely be looking for some suitable kind of universities for you. Though your CGPA is really very high, which is very good actually, and we can definitely apply to universities which are having a requirement of 4 years of undergrad, but chances are not really very good actually, unless we throw a decent light actually in the statement of purpose or the essay, which may be a very descriptive kind. Secondly, since your question was like you don't have any experience, either the internship or maybe you don't have any work which has gone into society, I would rather prefer that instead of going abroad now, you should be rather investing in 1 or 2 years in society work and gain some work experience. On the basis of that, we may be able to help you in getting admission into the top ranking universities.
Next question is from Srushti Pawar. What advice do you offer regarding securing strong LOR from Indian education teachers or professors?
So we are always looking for an honest kind of views of the credentials actually from the university or the school of that student, right? It is given by the professors or the teachers. It has to be a decent one, but decent description actually about the person and the personality, how he or she has performed in the school. But it has to be honest kind, yeah.
So if you write something dishonestly, then do it get checked?
No, it is not, but it is always advisable because, that is going to get reflected into your statement of purpose and essay also, because the admission officers, they are not fools. They are always very smart. They correlate each and everything, which includes, your statement of purpose where you have mentioned so many things and maybe you have missed those things which are mentioned over there in your letter of recommendations.
Basically, we can't fool the officers over there.
No, never. One should never be doing this.
So next question is from Paras Patil. In your experience, what are some lesser known study abroad destinations for quality education?
So there are quite a few countries which are having good universities or high ranking universities. Countries are small, but they are always having various other factors which are not taken into consideration while for IT or for the finance programs. Most of the time students are going to either US, UK, Canada, but there are a few countries where you have decent career opportunities and qualifications to achieve your dreams. That includes New Zealand. Ireland is also there. Germany is also there. Nowadays, to some extent, quite a few students are going towards Germany.
So while going to study abroad and selecting a country, one factor that I'd like to consider is that how many Indian students are already studying over there. And I think a place would be a safer one if there are already existing students so that I can join and I do not feel alone over there.
So whenever a student is going abroad, one of the major consideration is that they will be always looking to gel in their culture. Yes, safety concern is always there, but those are only in minds. These countries are really very safe where we send. Those are developed economies. They are always having very strong laws and they value human lives. So one should not be considering those kind of factors where, yes, psychologically it is a quite known phenomena. Yes, you get a comfort when you see your own countrymen. Yeah, that's very true. But if you really want to learn various cultures, you should always be looking to get admission into those universities where not necessarily Indians are there or your own countrymen are there. That should not be a concern.
So I think while going to study abroad, cultural diversity is the main thing that we should look for. But what if the students over there do not want to be friends with us? So what should we do in that situation?
No, it is not like that. it is what we have in our mind. We have to open our mind actually, and we should always be trying to build those if we really want to learn actually the culture, right? And one should always be open to all this.
Next question is from Manjeet Chillar. Can you provide guidance on healthcare and insurance requirements for Indian students studying abroad?
So each and every university is having a tie-up with the one or the other insurance companies over there, right? And the student who is going over there the student has to buy the insurance actually. But healthcare systems are really very good, and I don't see any reason that you should be having any kind of a worry about healthcare system there.
So next question is a funny one, I think. This is from Vaibhav. Can I take my pet along with me to study abroad?
These countries, they value a lot, the pets. But yes, I won't advise, because there you are going to make your career. It is always advisable. Let's focus on what exactly you are
Your
going for.
goal. Next question is from Sujal. I am currently in class 11. What should I do to build up my profile?
So it takes actually 1 year time, to build a career profile. What you aspire, you should always be having the clear mind, and a good consultant will always be building a profile in such a fashion where the student is successful in getting admission into a good university. Yes, the starts actually from the 11th standard only, but it takes a momentum once he or she enters into the 12th standard.
Next question is from Harsh. My parents are not that rich. What can I do? My dream is to study abroad.
So the scholarship is the answer for this, but for that, we'll always help students actually finding out good universities as per their credentials. Secondly, we always write to universities for the scholarships, and scholarships are always based on various factors, which includes merit. If he is doing good actually in studies, he will otherwise also be getting some good scholarship, and we can push for even some financial aid, because since he is having the financial constraints.
So next question is from Jayesh Shah. I think this is the most common one. How does one handle homesickness while studying abroad?
So the homesickness is always there. Students feel the heat, maybe I would say, in 1 year, the first year, first or second semester, at the most. But I would always advise that better make, good friends and gel yourself into the new culture over there, which that country is having. Secondly, try to build circle, build a good circle actually, and gel with them. That's all. A student who is young, going for an undergrad, pursuing an undergrad, yes, for them it is, to some extent, maybe the first year is quite tough. But for a post-graduation program, students those who are going for a master program, no, I don't see that they are facing these kind of challenges. They are okay. I mean, because the time period is really very short for them, 12 months to 24 months. So they are looking for career ahead, and they are always serious and sincere.
Oh, I think because people feel alone and homesick over there, people usually try to keep themselves busy while working over there, and apart from that, in the university. So, right.
So yes, people work also over there, right? And because each and every country is allowing foreign students to work roughly some 20 hours a week, so that it is not only that it helps them in gelling the community and the society over there, and they make some money also to buy maybe some good stuff, or maybe to meet their food requirements or the shelter requirements. I would say the housing requirement. So that's okay. I mean.
So next question is from Bhavesh Patil. What is the procedure for obtaining permanent residency after a bachelor's in different countries?
So after a bachelor after post graduation, that is a master, each and every country has its own rules and regulations for the international students. They allow them to stay back and earn the skill actually. I would give you an example of Australia, where you can stay between 2 to 5 years time over there. You can hone your skill, and maybe then considering various factors, you are eligible and you are applying for the permanent residency. Likewise, in Canada, you can stay there from between 1 to 3 years time. So these they earn actually the points on the basis of not only the education over there, but also on the basis of professional experiences. And considering those factors, they can apply for the permanent residency over there, which each and every country is giving them an opportunity. And if you are eligible, but it's always very competitive. It is always very competitive.
Actually, I've heard that to get a permanent residency in US, Indians have to wait for around 100 years. I think that's the waiting list over there.
That's notion. 100 years is not a life for anybody, for that
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
Nowadays, I won't say so. Yes, after study, if you are your program is falling under STEM, you get 1 plus 2 years of stay back over there. And when that your company where you are working, those companies are sponsoring you for H1B, and you get also some 2 to 5 times opportunity. So if you get that, then you are staying back over there. The extension is up to 6 years time, and if you are really doing well, maybe the company can file I-140 for you as well, which is a beginning of green card.
So my company applies for H1B for me, and then I get it. But when it's time to renew it, then at that time I'm not able to get it. So will I have to deport back to India?
So not necessarily, with those skills, actually you can think of moving to maybe even Canada. Canada is always happy to have those experienced corporate employees, and that is under STEM.
Next question is from Ashwar Mishra. How do I ensure that my bachelor's degree obtained in abroad is recognized in India as well?
So universities, since we send students abroad to high-ranking universities, so we always ensure that they should be pursuing their dreams. They should always try to build their career in those universities where they have a good recognition if they are coming back tomorrow to our home country.
So nowadays we see that job recession is taking place all over the world. AI is taking our jobs. So how would you address that problem over here?
See, it is it's the recession is there, but the recession doesn't mean that it is going to last forever, right? It is a cycle. Cycle is right now. It is here. Maybe then it will be going up as well. So it is a matter of time. Each and every government, they are worried about all this. And I'm sure that they'll be coming back also. And it's a matter of maybe 1 or 2 years' time when again the economies will be booming back, and the job creation would always be there.
What type of students do you generally come to? Are they engineers? Are they from commerce background or arts?
So we are getting all sorts of students, those who are looking for various streams. Yes, be it computer science or finances or humanities. So all sorts of students are there.
So next question is from Imtiaz. Can you provide insights into cost of living in different countries?
So these days, because of the inflation, the cost of living is quite high nowadays, definitely. But governments are always trying their best actually to stem those inflations and to bring it back. So, but still I would say that anywhere between 10 lakh rupees to 15 lakh rupees a year is a cost for maintaining your housing and the food.
How much do we need to have in our bank account already in India so that we clear the visa interview process and we can go abroad?
So each and every immigration of, for those their respective countries actually, they always look into the finances. Those finances are there that even if you have not deposited the fee, but they should always be having sufficient finances actually in their bank accounts, which includes not only the tuition fee but also for the next 1 year at least they should always be having that maintenance amount.
So next question is from Ishwar. How does academic structure and curriculum differ between Indian universities and those in abroad?
So, well, in Indian universities, most of the time it is curriculum is really very rigid about. It's quite rigid and it is more. It's more theoretical, I would say. Whereas you get a lot of opportunities there abroad in these developed countries where it is the stress is more actually on practicality. So that's a major difference actually. They give you they improve your analytical skills, right? Whereas here it is not there. Secondly, I've observed that in foreign universities most of the time the student is always having various opportunities, even if they don't like maybe in between some program or some subjects, they can change actually to without losing actually the credits what they have already achieved by clearing those exams. Whereas in India it is not that. If you have joined some program till you complete it, it is the same. So that rigidity is not there in foreign universities.
So is there a difference between the curriculum, right? Here we mostly follow chapter wise, right? Theory, it is full of theory. Is there something different over there, like case study and everything?
So case studies, this is what I said. Like they stress more on practicality, and the chapters. Yes, chapters are always there in the book. Be it this side or that side. That's
Okay. So next question is from Manas Pawar. How can I build a strong network of peers and professionals while studying abroad?
Students, those who are really want to excel actually in their life, right? If they really want to build a beautiful career, they should always be looking into another social media platform, and that is called LinkedIn. They should always have their professional account over there, and they should always be looking into hunting or looking for those alumni as well as the profession they want to be in. Actually, they should always be looking for those people, those who are already successful in their lives, right? To reach out to them, to connect and get the guidances from them. And the professionals are always happy to give them some kind of inputs so that these young minds also they achieve their dreams.
So we can do one thing. We can reach out to them and then ask the companies to refer us, right? So that we can get a placement over there.
It is not necessarily for the placement. It is also quite meaningful because you get a lot of information actually in the same industry, what is going on. This is called the practicality. When you are getting into touch, getting in touch with those people, and many times we have observed that those seniors, they are inviting maybe these people. They are also always looking for some gaps what they have in their own departments also. Like if somebody is good, they are happy to give you inputs. Maybe they in return they are they come to know if this person is also suitable maybe tomorrow if he or she comes back to them for job.
So next question is from Sahil. He says, I have a gap year in my resume after 12th. Would it be a problem for me?
So generally the gap should not be there. If it is 1 year kind of a gap, yes, that can be justified that the candidate was actually preparing for various exams. But when the gap increases, then it is definitely difficult actually, because the admission officer is always looking into the seriousness. If somebody is coming to our country or our university actually should be serious in completing the program.
Sir, so recently I've heard that few universities in Australia are not taking applications from students based out of Delhi NCR. Is this true, and is this applicable for any other region as well?
So yes, it's not only Australia. Many other countries have also, many other universities actually in various countries, they have stopped considering, some Delhi NCR students. It's not Delhi, but NCR students, or even Punjab state or Haryana state. So the reason being, quite a few times they have seen that some fraudulent documentations have taken place actually, where the agents or the consultants, they are actually helping them, or maybe students on their own, they are doing all this, to get admission into. So yes, students aspire, but they should never be indulging themselves into, because this is really very important. And if you really get into this, maybe if immigration authorities, they come to know, you are gone, right? Yes, since you have asked the question about Australia, there are few universities, to name a few, I think I have those names as well. University of Adelaide is there, South Australia, RMIT, Melbourne, and Victoria universities. There are quite a few universities which, even though you have good scores, maybe because of those,
Yeah.
cases actually, yes.
Sir, if we talk about studying abroad, we mainly focus on engineering and MBA, right? So, can you shed some light on some not so common programs, such as relating to pharmacy or law?
See, here in India, for a undergrad program, a person who is looking for LLB, it is 5 years program. It is a combination of a stream of maybe commerce or humanities that goes along with the LLB, which is 5 years plus kind, which is not there abroad. It is a 3 years program or 4 years program, depends which country you are going into, and you have not to appear for any special exam as well. Whereas in India, you have to appear for the CLAT. So see, regarding pharmacy or medicine programs, right? Each and every country have their own strict rules and regulations. For that, you need to clear some exams. For like medicine, maybe UK is always having a program which a student must do it. They have to have a good ranking in, that is called UK CAT or UCAT. Likewise, US is having MCAT. In India, it is NEET.
NEET, yeah.
Right. So, but yes, pharmacy, quite a few countries are, without any exam, they cater those programs.
So, generally, for medical aspirants, I have heard the names of Russia and Ukraine. So, are these countries proper for medical?
So those are programs catered by these Eastern Europe, right? But those are not good programs, I would say. Just for getting a degree of MBBS doesn't mean that it is going to solve the problem actually. So it is better if you are not getting admissions maybe on the basis of NEET ranking here in India, try for some healthcare program, or maybe into biotechnology or otherwise. Those programs will be always good, even if it is in India, rather than going to Eastern Europe. I don't see any reason for that, because the career opportunities will not be great.
Sir, what are few courses that are majorly opted by Indian students to study in the US?
So majorly Indian students are going to US into two major streams. One is STEM.
What is STEM?
That is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And another is the management program, business management programs.
I have one general query. Is GRE required to study in the US for masters?
So if a student is actually looking for a program which is having a science stream, all the top universities, they prefer that you should always be having GRE. And yes, GRE is a must kind, maybe, if one is looking for.
How much marks
and
should we score?
Indians are having the highest number of test takers for GRE.
Sir, what is the general score that one must consider as a good score in the GRE exam?
The average, I would say, the best rank is anywhere which is above 320.
And it is out of?
It's of 340.
What should be a good score if one wants to pursue masters in business related fields?
So generally it is, accepted kind of a maybe norm, I would say. The high ranking universities always prefer to have students those who are having GMAT with 650 score and above. And but yes, not necessarily they are rigid about that. If the candidate is always having a decent work experience, maybe anywhere between 5 to 7 years of work experience, they always relax.
Many students are looking to study abroad in Germany nowadays. And I've also recently heard that German language is important to learn to get into Germany.
So whenever a student is going abroad to any country for that matter, like Germany, it is always good that if you know the local language, because the communication is always really very important, right? But it is not necessary or compulsory. Actually, one should be having the knowledge of that if you want to pursue some program over there in Germany. Yes, students are looking towards Germany. The reason being the cost of living, though it is relatively okay, but yes, the cost of tuition fee is almost nil, or maybe to 1/3 to 1/4 actually of as compared to other developed university countries.
So how much is it? Around 4 to 5 lakhs per year?
So if somebody is taking admission into public universities over there and they can pursue program in English language as well over there, the fees is almost nil kind.
What are some academic requirements that are required to study in Germany for both undergrad and for post-graduation as well?
It's almost the same actually. The requirements are majorly same, globally. But yes, here, even though you don't have German, language knowledge, still you can pursue the programs, as I said it, in public university or the private university. But yes, in other countries, 10 plus 2, India's 10 plus 2 is okay for them. After 12th, you can go for higher studies. Whereas in Germany, it is 13. So at least you have another 1 year time, or if 1 year of education. And if you don't have, then some schools are there in Germany which are catering the foundational programs, which is for 1 year time to make it 13, and then you can graduate into. Here, I would also like to add to get admission into an undergrad program over there in Germany. The requirement is roughly some 60-65% in your 12th standard. But if you are pursuing a master's, if you're looking to pursue a master program, it is always advisable that one, if having some 75% and above, then only you get into those good universities.
In India, we have a concept of dual degrees, like we can do a BBA plus MBA. That would be combined into 5 years of a dual degree course. So are these type of courses available in abroad also?
Yes, those universities are also catering 5 years programs, which is into maybe science streams as well, maybe on the finance side or humanities. Those programs are always there. There, another added feature is like you can do double graduation as well simultaneously. Like you are pursuing a program which is IT program. Along with that, maybe you can go for maybe a bachelor degree which is into maybe management also, or maybe any stream like which is, or maybe can be mathematics or something. You can do that as well.
Does Crossroads Consultancy provide help in getting education loans to their students?
Yes, we have a tie-up with various private banks as well as PSU banks, and we try to get the best rates and the best minimum kind of a fees, so that students they get better rate and maximum amount actually what they're looking for.
So is there any collateral required to keep with the banks, or it depends on the student's profile?
Most of the time, the banks are always looking for collateral if a program is more than 2 years time. If the study is more than 2 years time, yes, they always prefer, but not necessarily.
What are the important admission intakes in various countries?
See, most of the time, the universities all over globally, they are having September as the main intake because students, they get their degrees, be it 12th or be it graduation degree in the month of May or June, and then they are ready to go for higher studies. So that is September is the main intake. But in Australia, yes, it is July and the February. And most of the universities in other countries, they are having 3 intakes, which is September, which is the main one. Then the spring or the winter is there, Jan and the May.
So if I start preparing in the May month, can I get admission in the September intake?
This coming September you are talking
Yes.
about? No. See, most of the universities, the good ranking, high ranking universities, they close their window some 7-8 months to start to begin the program. So yes, if you are preparing now, then you are looking for maybe the Jan intake, but not necessarily that all the universities are catering those programs in Jan. So we should always be proactive and to start the process some 9 to 10 months before the start of the program.
We see news that this student has bagged a 1 crore package in USA. So is this picture the same for everyone, or are there difficulties for different students?
If you have graduated in India, if not everybody is getting, that kind of a packages, obviously. Student coming out from IIT, not everybody is getting the package of, say, 50 lakh or 1 CR kind. There are some students those who have got the packages of some 5 to 7 lakh rupees a year as well. So on an average, it is anywhere between 30 to 35 lakh for an IIT. Likewise, in US or for that matter, any other country, it's the same situation over there. If you are smart enough, right, and if you have definitely excelled in your academic career and you are presentable with various, the practical assignments, you will definitely be getting good packages.
So how is the placement system over there? Is it the same like India, or do we have to do something extra to get the placements?
In foreign countries, most of the time it is, I would advise that you should be approaching the corporates very professionally, and that is through LinkedIn. So LinkedIn profile is really very important for the students over there. Even if you are doing the undergrad or if you are doing masters, it's really very important. There you should be always not active, but just going through, on daily basis you are opening, but you get a lot of things actually, information, news and everything related to your field. And you can maybe write whatever you are achieving in your practicals, right, in the university. If you write those things, people actually, the connects in the world, they come to know that what exactly you are doing. That helps actually building your profile actually when you come out after graduation.
What is the average salary that we expect when we go to study abroad? And we can take example of US, UK and Australia.
So average salary is, it depends upon stream to stream, first of all. If it is IT, then the average is relatively higher, which is anywhere between 120, 30,000 to maybe even. Whereas for finance field or humanities, then it goes down to maybe 80 to 100,000 USD. So the return on investment actually is always very important, because a student is investing a lot of efforts over there, hard work. Plus he has or his sponsors, they have invested a lot of money actually on studies. So we should always be actually looking for programs which are we suggest actually to students the programs which are actually good for them to excel in their achieving their dreams and excel in their career. So money is definitely really important, if when they are going abroad, because the cost of living will also be relatively higher as compared to India.
Parents are generally concerned about the safety of their children when they go to study abroad.
So they are actually right. Each and every parent is always they are always concerned about those things. Though those things always come in mind, but these countries are quite safe. Since I said it earlier as well, maybe the rule and regulations are really very important over there, and the government is also very proactive. The value of life is really very important. So human life, especially, is very important. So yes, it is quite safe.
Is there any role that Indian embassy plays while the students go to study abroad?
So Indian embassy is not having any role except this, that they are always having the data with them, those who have gone over there, because students are always advised to get themselves registered once they land over there with the Indian embassy that they are here. So this helps actually, and in case of some emergency,
Okay.
in case of some emergency, they can approach actually the embassy.
Are there any specific regulations that Indian students should be aware of regarding part-time employment over there?
So all the countries, they are having, they're allowing actually students to have part-time kind of a job, which is 20 hours a week, which is good actually. And but recently, Canada has changed it to 24 hours a week. They have increased rather 4 hours. So that helps actually students to maintain their living, or to pay for their living. Like, they can have good food, they can have good housing. Those things are helping. And secondly, as I always say, that this doing the part-time jobs over there, this will give you more opportunities to gel in this local culture.
How do we leverage our education if we are coming back to India after studying abroad?
So if you have studied actually from globally high rank university, so most of the time we have seen that they are not coming back, or they are coming back for some assignment, or maybe even if they want to come back, yes, it will always be treated quite competitive because you stand out in the crowd.
Can you share a few success stories of your students that have gone abroad?
Well, if you Google it, you'll come to know that Indians are all over the place actually. We have more than 20 CEOs, top 500, top 100 actually, multinational companies over there in various countries. So those things are there. Those are the success stories actually.
Suppose I go to a university in US and then I decide to switch the universities in the midterm. So what and how does the credit system work, and can I exchange my credits over there?
Most of the time, the universities are quite conducive actually to entertain actually those kind of applications. And if those subjects are there which are having the same kind of a curriculum acceptance in the other universities, they are accepting and they are getting those credits.
How is the life otherwise in foreign countries if you compare to India?
So life is definitely much better. The reason being there is no pollution as such, or maybe the pollution is there and the level is very low as compared to various Indian cities. That is the reason actually the life expectancy is relatively 10 to 15 years higher than Indian cities.
Recently, we have heard that there is some changes in the immigration rules for international students in Canada. Can you shed some light on it?
So yes, first of all, they have on temporary basis for maybe next 2 years time. To begin with, they have reduced the number of students, the intake actually to various Canadian universities and the colleges. So the major change is majorly that now if anybody is getting an admission into a university or a college, provincial governments are issuing PAL, that is provincial attestation letters. Those are really very important to file for a study permit, study visa, So that is one. Secondly, they have made some changes related to, the post-graduation work permit as well. Now, if a student pursue a program that is a master, which is even 8 months and plus, they are eligible to have 3 years of post-graduation work permit, which was not there earlier. Secondly, a student, if he or she wants to have a spouse along, maybe, that is there if, a student is pursuing a master or designated graduate programs or PhD, they can bring their spouses along. Otherwise, it is not allowed for students, those who are pursuing a post-graduation program or certificates from various colleges or the universities. So this is for class 12 students. This is the last opportunity. If you are not getting admissions into your desired universities or the colleges, IIT's results are out. Now students are going to appear for CUT exams as well. NEET result is also expected to come out. The September intake is really very close. Though quite many universities actually, they have already closed the windows for the coming September. But I would still say and suggest, please come to us. We can still help you in achieving your dreams, because windows of a few universities are still open to achieve your dreams. If you are finding any difficulties or confusion actually in selecting the programs and universities, we are there to help you, and we can also give you free of cost IELTS guidance. Since the results are going to come for various programs, various exams which you are giving and about to give, don't worry about your career. We are there to help you out. Come to us. We are there. We are there to help you. Let's connect with us. Book a free consultancy for roughly 30 odd minutes and try to find out how you can achieve your dreams, your goals, and that too without stress.